up, we have the Bengals taking on the Carolina Panthers. The Bengals right now are sitting at 0-3. Wow. Carolina Panthers are 1-2. However, Mark, the Cincinnati Bengals right now are picked at a 64% chance to win this game. How can the Bengals go into Carolina and beat the Panthers this weekend?
Well, this is a must-win for the Bengals. They can't go 0-4. They can't do that. The last time that Cincinnati went 0-4, they ended up going 2-14 and getting Burrow. Wow. So they can't have that happen again. But also, I want to say the reason Burrow is not the reason why they've been losing. He had 324 yards last week, 3 touchdowns. Chase is also not the reason why they've been losing. That guy had 7 targets, 6 receptions, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then also the run game was really going well. They had 124 yards and a touchdown. So the one key that's lacking is their defense. Their defense keeps letting up games. That's the whole big reason why they lost to Kansas City. They gave Mahomes the ball at the end, and they let him run down the field and score. They're the huge reason. So their defense needs to step up.
Yeah, speaking of defense, the key number one for the Carolina Panthers this weekend for me is their defense. Their defense needs to play like they did against the Las Vegas Raiders last week, and they need to basically play a complete game. They gave up 22 points versus the Raiders, and I think if they hold the Bengals under 20 points, they're going to win this game. Next up is the continued growth of Andy Dalton. Yes, I know Andy Dalton is an old vet, but he has not started back-to-back games for 4 years, and that was with the Dallas Cowboys. And then he ultimately ended that game stretch. He had played 3 games in a row, ended it with a concussion that we all thought he was dead on that field. So the continued growth of Andy Dalton is key, but the biggest factor to this game is a step up of their rookie quarterback Leggett. Deontay Johnson is out for this week's game, so it is time for Leggett to really step up and be the guy, because there's no Adam Thielen, there is no Deontay Johnson. It is time for him to be the guy. And so with that being said, Mark, 64% chance for the Bengals to win this game. Who do you got winning this game and why?
I know Andy Dalton played well last week, and they beat the Raiders' ass. Whoop, whoop. I'll take it. But Cincinnati's winning. They're not going 0-4.
And you know what? I want to agree with you. I think the Bengals should win this game. On paper, everything points to them winning this game. But just like the Falcons game that we talked about an hour ago, Carolina got hit hard by that hurricane. Every interstate going into that city is closed down. Now, with that being said, the community is going to rally around the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are going to, string a couple wins together here. Once the Andy Dalton effect runs out, they're going to come crashing back down to reality. They're going to be a 13, 14 loss team this season. But I think they do beat the Cincinnati Bengals this week. The Bengals, much like the Philadelphia Eagles right now, they are self-imploding. They are shooting themselves in the foot. I don't have any faith in the Bengals at all. I don't know if it's Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, the defense coach, something. I don't have any faith in the Bengals at all. Give me the Panthers in this one. So, guys, let me know. What do you guys think? Bengals or Panthers in this week's game? 0-3 versus 1-2 teams. This game could potentially be the number 1 overall pick. Jameson says if the Bengals lose, they should fire their head coach. Zach Taylor should be fired, he says, if the Bengals lose. Mark? Would you fire?
I don't know. He took him to the Super Bowl, man. I don't know. I wouldn't give up on him yet. He's another guy from the Shanahan tree. I'd give him another chance. I'm not firing him.
Yeah, I don't know. That is tough.
Like I said, their defense is atrocious, man. They need to fix the D.
Yeah, definitely need to fix that D. Kevin says Panthers grab the win. Dalton's revenge game versus the Bengals, releasing him on his birthday. Did you know that the Bengals released Andy Dalton on his birthday?
I did not know that. No,
that's a little.
That's kind of low, man.
Like do it the week before.
Couldn't even wait till the day after.
Right. Something. Carson says the Bengals are going to get their shit together. Ellen DeGeneres is going to lead them to their first dub of the season. Jameson
That means
says,
funny.
"Yeah,
He doesn't like Ellen DeGeneres.
I actually shared that on our page, and people were like, now I can't unsee it, whatever." Jameson says the Bengals win 38-17. Derek says the Carolina's offensive line wins it, and that is shocking to me because I have not heard anybody speak positive about the Carolina offensive line at all. It's always been about how bad they've been, and they got 2 starters out as well. So both of
He's
their
actually
guards are
right
out.
though. They're one of the top rated right now. O lines, they are
Really?
because they look what they did to Max Crosby. He didn't do nothing against them.
Well, to be fair, the Chargers did the same thing. Maybe Max Crosby just isn't as good as people say he is. That's
Maybe
total myth. Pepe says the red rifle puts a dagger in him.
the red rifle.
Alpha Rob is taking the Bengals, and Carson says, "Buck, I can hear you cheating for my quadriplegic cousin in a foot race till I'm blue in the face. Doesn't mean he's going to start running." So Carson says, "You can cheer for all the Panthers you want. The problem is they still suck."
And they still have David Tepper as their owner. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah. And Alpha Rob says, but the Bengals are a one-hit wonder. Wow. I don't know. I did see a stat where a quarterback that goes to the Super Bowl in a second season and loses never goes back to the Super Bowl. And that's been like, so it's been like Joe Burrow was like the one that they're referring to, and then there was like several others. And
Dan Marino.
Yeah, Dan Marino. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy in that game. But who do you guys got? Bengals or Panthers? Bengals or Panthers? Next up on our